Good morning, monkeys. Welcome to another episode of Coaster Monkey Studios, bringing you RCT Classic series. This is going to be a good one. Today we're going to walk you guys through how to build a high excitement splash boats, right? So that's what you're seeing here. I started a little bit of our splash boats, created a little bit of like a layout on the ground as you see there, of the direction I wanted it to go. And a really cool rock formation that the splash boats goes down into. So that's what you see going on there. Most of this episode is going to be the construction of this ride, building out the rock work around that drop, and then I believe, if I'm correct, we open up these two rides in this episode, which I'm super excited for you guys to see that. It's a fun little section that I'm building out here. I'm about 3 or 4 episodes ahead, and what you're seeing here is nothing compared to what it becomes, which I'm super excited for. So what I'm building here is a massive crag-like formation. So picture a super rocky mountain spire that goes up into the air. So that's what I wanted to create here, and this is where our splash boat dips down into. And as you see, our splash boats comes out into some open air area over there. And what we're going to do is we're going to create something that's very reminiscent to a meteor strike, but it landed and tore up all of this ground around it, right? So the initial iteration has it all in the stonework color here, but what I wind up doing is going back, and then I throw in a lot of the brown rock to give it that like earthen feel. So as you see, how do you create this crag-like rock formation? Well, it's super simple. You kind of find a center point, and then you point all of the squares up towards that center point, and it gives you that feeling of, you know, it being this massive spire that comes up out of the ground. You know, I think very Never-Ending Story. Oh my God, if you've never seen Never-Ending Story, 1980s, when I tell you, when I was a kid, I had this movie on VHS. And again, for those of you that don't know what VHS is, because I'm an old son of a gun. It was just one of those movies that I burned out the tape. I watched it so much. So that's kind of the idea that you want to create there. But moving on, I digress. As you see here now, we're building out that splashdown of earthen rock formation, and yeah, pretty cool. Super stoked as far as that goes. All right, and as you see, you know, we've got our center area here that we've built out where the splash boat comes through. We dip down the rock formation down to the center and then pull up all of our rock formations on the way out, right? How cool does that look, right? Now think again, you know, as a guest riding this ride, you're going to be the only one who's going to see it, right? When that water splashes up and then hits those rock formations and then pours right back down in, you're going to get a double hit of water as a guest, right? It's going to be super cool. I'm flailing over here, by the way. I don't know if you noticed me slapping my arms and wow. But yeah, so see, now I went up with this like squarish formation. I'm looking at it and I'm going, wow, this just looks so unnatural. So I come back around and I create these, you know, broken rocky formations around, and I make the edges uneven. And that's really how you do it. You create just a story with the rock there. You know, you can kind of see what that looks like. I mean, to me, it looks pretty cool. I hope you guys agree. And if you don't, well, tough noogies. I'm not changing it. I love that rock formation. Look how cool that looks. Ah! All right, so now as we're going through this, I noticed, you know, we start bleeding into this track here where we've got our monorail station or monorail track coming through. And I'll be honest with you, I wound up changing all that too. I expand out the area. We're going to throw in some flat rides around this building for the station. We're going to put some flat rides out there. Again, just to create a little bit more excitement through this area. I noticed we don't have much traffic here now that the area's been open for a while. So I'm going to open up a few flat rides through this area and put in a couple of massive food installations. So we're going to do two buildings actually of food installations with a couple stalls around the area. But in the interim, before we get there, I'm just building out the land masses and kind of which our river ride is going to go through. And I wanted it to feel very Amazonian, right? So we've got this rocky formation that comes through where our splashdown happens. But then we've got these mountains where the river follows through. And I'm just thinking, what would an Amazonian river look like, right? Again, I have no idea. I've never been to the Amazon. I've seen pictures. But yeah, so as I'm building this out, I'm thinking, okay, well, we're going to have this rock formation that's going to go, or these mountains that go all the way around. And then, very similar to a very famous ride that we're all, I'm sure, privy to, which is the Jurassic Park ride, or Jurassic World now in Universal Hollywood. I wanted to create, again, a very similar feel. Again, this is another ride inspired by a real-life ride. And that's the intention I went after here. I created the same type of building where we go up in the lift here, and as we're going up we have all these things that are going to be happening. So I create a really cool vibe going up here and throw just some dinosaur. Oh no, I gave it away. I just realized I gave away what the theme was. Obviously we're doing a Jurassic Park ride, Jurassic-esque park ride, or Jurassic Park-esque, whatever. But yeah, so that's what this area is. The area is going to be you're themed after dinosaurs and all that fun stuff. So as I'm building this out, again, I'm thinking, what is this going to look like? What do I want it to feel like? I gave it a very industrialized feel because again, we're going after that kind of look, right? Where this was some type of containment facility for the dinosaurs, and it's run to the mill. It's been run through the mill a bit. Now we've got our coaster that goes in and out here of the ride, and as far as I'm concerned, I think it's cool. I hope you guys do too. But yeah, it runs right through the foundation of this ride here, and I wanted it to create some type of like a broken wall or something, but you can't do that in this game. You can do it in Planet Coaster though, which I really, really need to get. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that game after I complete this park, and then I'm going to do a Planco series. I know there's a learning curve to that game, but I think with my level of theming here, I think I'm pretty excited to create in Planet Coaster. I'm not going to lie. I've watched thousands of hours, not even hundreds, thousands of hours of video of people creating in Planet Coaster, and I look at what they've done, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally do that. Hence this whole creation I've got going on here, right? So yeah, and again, what's great about this too is the intention is how do we increase our ride's excitement level. So at the end of this portion of the series, right, what we're creating is an entire area. We're going to build out the whole area. I'm going to do all of the theming, 1000% completed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a real-time playthrough of the area, and I'll show you what our excitement ratings wind up looking like at the end of our construction here and kind of what we create. Here I'm just trying to figure out what do I want to put inside of these, or what type of foliage can I put in here. There isn't much of an option in this game as far as other stuff. I mean, again, I could always download, stuff that was made by other people, but thinking to myself, no, I want to use what's in the game, right? And I think I'm gonna do the same thing for Planco too. Use what's in the game. I may create stuff out of what's in the game, right? But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So as I'm building this out here, I noticed that I'm ending up with these weird areas that are like, not depressions, but where the lift hill is, it comes up too high, and then I've got to create like another little thing. So you'll see what I do here, my workaround on that. And then with the amount of foliage we're going to have around here, this building's going to mostly be covered up from a guest perspective. But the whole idea is, as you're going through the initial river ride, in the first part here, as you're slowly winding down this river, you're going past this and you kind of careen past it a couple of times, and you have this ominous feeling like, oh my God, what is that? Like, what are we riding towards, right? And that's what I wanted to create. I wanted to create that level of, you know, holy moly, I'm gonna die factor, right? Because that's what we do as enthusiasts. That's what we do. We go after that. Oh, I can't say it because we're a PG channel, but you know what I mean. The oh poop factor, right? What is that? Oh my goodness factor. And that's what we're creating here. That fear, that, you know, potential for death, but not actually being in death's, ray, if you will, or in death's eye. See, you know, it's moments like this when I watch playback and I look at it and I go, wow, I should have clipped this. This is really boring. Comment below if you agree. You know, and again, I love comments from you guys. You know, I would love to hear from you guys. What do you think of my series? You know, is this something you guys enjoy? Is it something that you think I can fix? Give me feedback, because I want to be able to create content for you guys that you guys enjoy. Like, what is your take on what I'm creating here? And what do you think of it? All right, so as we build out these final walls here for the front side of this facade, you know, I'm thinking to myself, you know, what's gonna happen here? You know, this coaster is gonna go inside of here and that's it. So I spent a lot of time thinking, because, you know, that's what I do. I think a lot. And I create a really cool exterior for that portion there. You know, it's kind of a cul-de-sac-esque kind of feel. So think about to yourselves, and it'll be in the next video, so, but think to yourselves, like, what'll fit really nicely in that little cove there? I may have given it away. Don't mind me, I'm super chipper today. Now, what's great about that too is look at how that drop just peaks out just a little bit. So as a guest, you know, from a guest perspective, you know, you're looking as you're going up the first lift hill before you go through the careening river, and you see the people just dropping out of that building. You know, you have that, oh my goodness factor, right? You get so excited. I know I do. All right, here we are building out the entryway now. So again, I need a grand entrance for this ride, right? And that's kind of what we create here, a pretty grand entrance, which I think is cool. I hope you guys dig it too. If not, tough noogies, because I'm not changing it. Oh, that joke is getting old, huh? All right, cool. So here's where we end up with that little tidbit of kind of like, what do I do here, right? So I make some adjustments to the top or the roofs of this building here, which you guys should hopefully agree with and think is pretty cool. Right, so how easy is that, right? Just boom, boom, boom. It looks very industrialized. You know, I think about those shanty shacks in Jurassic Park, right? And that's kind of reminds me of this building. look at that. I mean, that's just pure experience from a guest perspective. You're going up that lift hill with the dinosaurs, and you got the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the other one next to you just before you drop, and you drop into this giant crag of rock, and then you come down into this splashdown, and it's so reminiscent of kind of like that poop factor that we're looking for. So here I just created a quick rock formation for our entryway and kind of how it goes in. I was gonna have the entrance and exit here, but then I was like, you know what? That's just that's overkill, right? So I create this cool rock formation here, and this is where we're gonna have our entryway with big giant doors because, you know, Jurassic Park. All right, now here's where we extend out our monorail and create a really nice open passage walkway to go around. And we're gonna throw, you know, 2 or 3 flat rides. I'm thinking 3 flat rides around this corner here, just to drive some traffic over to this part of the park. And you know what, to be honest with you, after this area, we're only gonna be doing one more area, and then the hotel and guest services area and all that stuff. And then once that's built, I'm going to be looking to get this up on Discord. I'll post it up on Discord. I'll link on there, and I'll also post it up on RCT Go as well. So this way you guys could then take it and run with it and finish up the park if you like. Change it up. Again, I'd love to see what you guys create, because that's what it's all about, right? It's about creation. Oh, excuse me. So you see here, as I'm kind of building this out and I'm looking at the monorail station, this winds up being our long entryway from the hotel that we're going to create too, which will be pretty cool. So it's going to be a secondary entryway plaza from the hotel, which will be pretty cool. All right, here we are getting ready to open up this part of the park. I'm super excited for this part of the park. It's going to be great. And once it gets open, you're going to see it becomes crazy. But now the other thing you got to think about, and I think I did it off camera, but I wind up having to put in quite a few throughputs for our laggers. They were just, man, there were a lot of laggers trying to get into this area, and that's what I kept running into. So here you're seeing I'm putting in a bunch of, you know, just regular concession stands, nothing too crazy, a couple of souvenir shops at both exits of the ride. Now this is a great tip for you guys. Put your souvenir shops at the exits of rides, right? Because when your guests get off, they're super happy and they automatically go and they buy the balloons, they buy the souvenirs that you have. Look at all the people online for the Velocicoaster. And yes, that's what we're going to call it. I want to call it the Velocicoaster. Most definitely going to call it Velocicoaster. But what about the River Rapids? What do you guys think we should name the River Rapids? I mean, we're not going to name it Jurassic Park, obviously, right? So what should we name the River Rapids? I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Oh, and then here's my really bad attempt at creating the gates of Jurassic Park. So I'm going to have to revisit that and figure out what exactly I want to do. I kind of have an idea of a modern-esque feel. I'm going to revisit it in, I think, not this next video that we're going to do tomorrow, but the one afterwards. But as you see here, I'm looking at this kind of like feel. So when I build out the station for the River Rapids, I'm going to have this entryway now match that station. So as far as feel goes, obviously, and vibe. So you see, look at all the laggers right there. All those people, they're trying to get over to the River Rapids. So I have to do 2 separate walkways for laggers. One that comes through underneath our monorail station here, which is fine because we're going to have a building built around it. I'm going to put another building right here where the exit is that comes up. Look at all those people. And then the other one, I wind up having to do just at that food square there, and I'm gonna have to put a building on the outside of that, which is fine. But yeah, Jurassic Park-esque theming in this whole area. This is gonna be our quote-unquote dinosaurs alive area, if you wanna get technical. So yeah, there's that other walkway. And look at how it just opens it all up. It smooths it out. I think I wind up doing one in here too. And I mentioned this when we first built the pirate area, right? That I was gonna have to do a walkway from our hotel entrance up to the next area. And I'm kind of glad we had that. So it looks like the guests are walking into the hotel, which I think is a really cool trompe-l'oeil, if you will. So I wind up taking these souvenir stalls and putting them on the opposite side, inside of our building, right? So this way that exit is the souvenir shop is the exit, which is pretty cool. Look at how great that looks. That looks absolutely fantastic. You know, working in real time and watching what this kind of looks like. You can get a feel for this area now and kind of the direction that we're going and what we're building here. You know, and where I am now with the theming, I'm looking at a coaster that's a 9.5 excitement rating and a splash boats or a river ride that's looking at an 8.5, almost 9 excitement rating because of the theming and the whole idea that we're going after here. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I super enjoyed it. It was so much fun to create this video. And remember, you can catch us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Coaster Monkey Studios is where it's at, guys. Thanks so much for joining us, and catch you guys next time. Ciao.